Yo, what's good? Welcome to the Broken Clock Podcast. I am Jabari. Please subscribe, like, comment, tell me what you like, tell me what you don't like, tell me what you hate, tell me what you love. And please hit the notification bell. Please. Just do it. I'm going to get more consistent. I'm going to start posting more. I'm going to start flooding. So please hit the notification bell. And if you don't hit the notification bell, you're a hater. You're hating on me and you don't want me to succeed. And that's okay. There's people I hate on. There's things I hate on. Not really people I hate on, but things I hate on. I might be somebody you need to hate on. But you're a hater if you don't hit that notification bell. I'm just gonna let you know that, okay? A little transparency to start. I wanted to record on Wednesday, and I wanted to record Thursday night. Didn't have great days, and I kind of let it linger. I kind of let it roll into multiple days, and didn't want to be in a bad mood recording. Watched a lot of basketball in those days though. Last night was Game 6 of the World Series and a lot of NBA. I watched pretty much all of it. Didn't want to record after. Didn't want to look sleepy. When I recorded that Sunday night pod, when I did the task season finale, and I did I think it was week 7 of the NFL. I feel like my eyes looked a little heavy. I was sleepy. It was like almost 2 a.m. So I didn't want to do that again last night. So I decided to record Saturday afternoon. It's Saturday afternoon, about 2 o'clock here in Atlanta. Nice day. So that's a little real life transparency, a little podcast transparency. Today I'm gonna do NBA Ramble again. I did it last Saturday. I'm gonna do it again today. I like that name, NBA Ramble. I like it. It's I haven't seen it anywhere else. I like how it sounds. I might have to trademark that. Not might. I'm gonna trademark that. So today's gonna be NBA Ramble. I want to do NBA Ramble probably about twice a week. I was thinking. I don't know what days. I don't know if I want to do like Wednesdays and Saturdays or Tuesdays and Thursdays. I really don't know, but I definitely want to do this NBA Ramble segment or whatever I'm gonna call. I still don't know how I'm gonna exactly name it or present it. I just know I like the title NBA Ramble. Because that's what I do. I rant and ramble about the NBA, so I like that title. But definitely want to do it a little more very soon, and with definitely less than a week. I'm gonna review my first movie. I'm gonna review the movie Uncut Gems, starring Adam Sandler and Kevin Garnett. Came out in 2019. Love that movie. It gets better every year when I watch it. I love it. And I think it's really relevant to what's going on now. Like too relevant. Like almost really too relevant. There was 3 movies I wanted to do. That I felt were relevant to what's going on now with the NBA and this gambling stuff, gambling scandal. I chose Uncut Gems. The other 2 options were Molly's Game that came out 2017, 18, around that time. And it's literally what Chauncey Billups is being accused of. Literally what he's being accused of. And then the other option was Focus. Will Smith and Margot Robbie. Great movie, somehow underrated. A movie starring Will Smith and Margot Robbie is underrated. I don't understand. I will do both of those movies at some point because I might do them. Those might be my first 3 movies right there. I don't know yet though, but I'm definitely gonna do Uncut Gems. Watched it a couple times over the week. Took some notes on it and stuff. It's so good, man. That movie aged really good. It's so relevant right now, even away from the stuff that's going on with the NBA. I just feel like that movie is really good, man. I'm sweating a little bit. So I'm gonna do that. I might do that today. I don't know. I'm definitely gonna review it. I'm not gonna have it be too long. I'm not gonna have it be over an hour or anything like that. But and I might do an NFL pod probably Monday evening. I'm thinking I want to do it tomorrow night. I just don't want to be. You watch all of those games, you take all of those notes, and then halfway through the Sunday night game, you dead. It's like, you know what I mean. It's really hard. You know what I mean. I'd be ready to go right to sleep. You got to work in the morning. So that's it. That was the opening transparency for the episode. I do kind of want to touch on the NBA gambling stuff a little bit more. Not that any more news has really come out. Like the feds haven't really, no bombs have really hit. That was a bomb last Thursday. That was like a opening week. We have all this great basketball going on, but we got to talk about this. It was really unfortunate, but it was. I read those names on the last pod, the last NBA Ramble last week. Those names were I'll never get over Albanian Bruce and Pookie and Juice and those days. I don't know why, and this is why I think the movie like Uncut Gems is so good to do because you like Uncut Gems came out 2019, and I'm watching the movie and I'm like, this is so ridiculous. And you see the scandal, and it's like they didn't go far enough. I mean, it's really ridiculous. It's dark too. It's not like it's not fun to think about as a diehard NBA fan, a diehard sports fan, to know that this stuff is going on and can be going on. There was, and the internet just goes crazy with now they're looking at X on Twitter and X, they go so deep. Reddit, they go so deep. They don't stop. I alluded to the big conspiracy or the big rumor that people are joking and saying, basically they're trying to make Clutch. They're doing what people did to Rock Nation the last couple of years with Clutch. Like they're running everything. This is all Clutch. This ain't the mob. This is Clutch. LeBron and Rich Paul have been doing this all the time. I think that's ridiculous. But Chauncey was wearing that Clutch hoodie. You know what I mean? I think he just put it on. But people run with stuff, man. And the three people that were, the three big names that were in all the headlines. It was 30 people Thursday that were in the indictment. The three big headline names were Chauncey Billups, Terry Rozier, and Damon Jones. I'm a Boston Celtic fan. One of the worst Boston Celtic losses I have is 2018 Game 7 against LeBron. We definitely had the better team. It was in Boston. And I don't remember the number of threes we missed, but we were bricking so many threes. Terry Rozier in that game was in that indictment. He was 0 for 10. And I haven't gone back and watched that game since. I've just gone off my memory. I just remember some of the worst shots I've ever seen taken in a playoff game. Even to this day, where people just take crazy threes now, Terry Rozier was taking some of the worst threes you could take. They were not in rhythm threes. They were not in the play three. It was terrible. And people are obviously going, he was doing that then too. I don't believe that, but that is some stuff I started to think about when this stuff started to come out. There's a lot of Damon Jones stuff. A lot of, I don't know if you guys remember, this was right when I started to watch basketball in 2006, the 2006 playoffs. I don't vividly remember the vibe and what was the conversation, but I remember Damon Jones hitting that big shot to beat the Wizards. I think it was Game 6, 2006 playoffs. And Gilbert Arenas talks about how he would always play cards with them, and they would have all these, these personal bets. And this is really what I wanted to get to. Gilbert would talk about how they would play cards, and it's constant trash talking, constant personal betting. Like, I bet you won't do this tomorrow. I bet I'll do this tomorrow during the game, and all of that stuff. So people are turning this into, they've been doing this since then. You know what I mean? LeBron and Damon, they've been. This is what they do. I don't believe that. But the point I want to make is, I don't think people, because the conversation about the gambling stuff and how this happens, and people question, this guy, they got Terry Rozier, how much money he's made in the NBA, Chauncey, how much money he's made, Damon Jones, you've been working in the NBA for 20 plus years. You're one of your close friends is LeBron James. Why are you into this lifestyle at all? And I just don't think people realize that these are super competitive athletes. Like, they're not as competitive as me and you. They're on another level. They're on another level. These people wake up and they want to destroy people. They want to beat people. They want to talk about how they beat people. It's a different. In order to get to that level, you got to be like that to a degree. You know what I'm saying? And with counting the money thing, stop saying how much money Terry Rozier made in his career and how he shouldn't be doing this. I agree with you. You're right. He shouldn't be doing this. This is crazy. It's wrong. But you don't know how many. I don't know how many kids Terry Rozier got. I don't care. I don't know what the lifestyle he lived. I don't know who he keeping up with, what he doing. I don't know. And the Gambino crime family is involved in this. And people, like, I'm not even gonna say with the. I mean, you guys watch The Sopranos. Like, you don't know what threats being sent. You don't know what's going on. You don't know how deep this goes. We will never. We might not ever know how deep this goes and how long this has been going on. You know what I'm saying? So it's just people got to be respectful and like not just jump to, oh, this is so stupid. Yeah, this is stupid. This is dumb. But the mob ain't nothing to play with either. I know that. And I said this on the last NBA Ramble. I'm so naive and ignorant to how popping the mob still is. Like, wow. They're in headlines in 2025, the Gambino crime family that I only heard about in books and documentaries and only seen, you know what I mean? And hear rappers from the 90s rap about them. So it's just, and the last thing I'll talk about with the NBA gambling thing, or one of the last things, is the prop bets. I talked about this last week, I think too, but if not, these prop bets are always ridiculous to me. Like, they get more ridiculous every year. They seem like one, I shouldn't just be able to bet on Jonte Porter's unders or even Terry Rozier the last couple of years. Like, once you're not a top 5 player on a team, I shouldn't be able to just bet your points, rebounds, and assists over and under, because it leaves a door open for stuff like this to happen. You know what I mean? The conversation is pointless to me about the prop bets because I don't think it's ever going to change. It's too much money in gambling now. Every commercial you watch, you don't even have to be watching a sports game. It's all gambling commercials. It's ridiculous. As somebody who allegedly might gamble, it's ridiculous how much. It's ridiculous. And the props, it's like how intricate these props are. Like what type of, like in baseball, you could bet the first pitch. Like, that stuff is just ridiculous. You're leaving your door open for stuff like that. And that's the secret thing. The NBA's and all of this, the MLB's getting investigated too right now. And maybe I'll talk about that next week. The NBA's being investigated too, man. Another thing, the injuries. Like, when injuries get diagnosed over the last decade, they've changed from when I was growing up. Like, when I was growing up, when a player was hurt and you didn't know if he was going to play or not, it was Dwight Howard out, back. Kobe Bryant, questionable, finger. Kevin Garnett out, toe. It was no sciatica nerve in the back. It was none of this stuff. Thigh bruise. You know what I mean? Calf strain. Like, when I swear, the first time I heard strain, it definitely probably wasn't the first time I seen it or heard it, but the first time it became a thing when during the 2019 playoffs, when Kevin Durant ended up rupturing his Achilles, but started off with a calf strain. And I was like, what do you mean calf? What does strain mean? I never heard that before. And now it's so much deeper now. Like, when players miss games now, the way they describe these injuries, it's like, it's so deep. I should have had an example that I could read, but because I'm pretty sure it was one from last night. That's just like, what is that? What type of bone is that in his toe? That he's going to be out for a week is just so weird. But it's the result of how much money gets put on these games and how serious people take this stuff, who are not even a part of the game. You know what I mean? But they are, because gambling is a part of sports. And people who want to hate gambling, you can hate it. You're right. It is crazy. But it's too much money in it, too much money that goes into it. You know, it's too deep. You know what I mean? I think the saying is you can't put the toothpaste back in the tube. It's just too deep. We're going too far. And this is the last thing I'll say about it. Last night, literally, you can't make this up. God is a comedian, man. God is a comedian, man. The irony in life. Starting tomorrow, NBA refs will begin wearing headsets to communicate with the replay centers during the game, with the replay center in Secaucus during it. Terrible time for that to come out, man. I think it's just terrible in general. Why do they need? I hate replays. I hate when they have the review. I hate challenges. That is the worst part of watching NBA games. It's the worst. But now, I mean, the joke always was, oh, they got that called in from the lead. The refs made that call because they was told to just now. You know what I mean? Now people are literally gonna make that joke, and they might have a point. That is just so ridiculous. That's gonna look, and then I mean, go look. It looks like a Secret Service earpiece from back in the day. They don't have more discreet earpieces. This looks thick and big. This looks bigger than what I have now. It looks bad. Bad job by the NBA. Bad PR. Bad NBA PR right there. That is just bad. Yeah. And then last thing I want to talk about before I get to NBA Ramble is yesterday. Well, really Thursday. Today's Saturday. Thursday night. I'm watching ESPN on a YouTube TV. I have YouTube TV for about 2-3 years now. I've had YouTube TV. Watching ESPN, and it gets close to like 11 o'clock at night, and it just cuts off. And I'm texting my friend Randall, panicking about it, and for the last couple weeks, ESPN has had the banner up. If you're watching any Disney channels or any type of thing on ESPN, I mean on YouTube TV, they have the keep ESPN, go to this website for this petition, complain, whatever. And over the last few years, this has been happening with cable companies. I don't know what networks were threatening to leave. Like, I think Viacom was threatening to leave like DirecTV at one point, and there was something going on with Spectrum and ESPN not too long ago. But it never actually happens, right? Like, they always, the day before or right before they close the deal. This actually went through, and ESPN and all the Disney channels, all the Disney networks, which includes ESPN, ESPN2, got pulled off of YouTube TV, and people got in an outrage immediately. I'll be transparent right away. A month ago, maybe over a month ago, whenever that Ben Affleck, Matt Damon Red Sox documentary came out on ESPN Plus, I wanted to watch it. And I'll say this right now. I've had the ESPN app the way it's been since you could have it. So for at least 10 years, I've had the app. It's always been terrible. Always been terrible. Never not been terrible. Always trouble. Like, if I'm on a different device, it won't recognize my subscription. I have to re-download the device, re-sign in. And then sometimes that don't even work. You got to wait a day or two. It's just always been bad to me. But you love sports. And the thing is, and this is the issue, people like me you're a slave to sports, for lack of a better word. And it's like, you deal with it because you need ESPN. So you deal with it. And you go through, and I'm a junkie, so I need all of ESPN. I need ESPN plus, the UFC, all of that stuff. I need all of it. So when that happened, people got in an outrage, and it turned into I messed up. When that happened, when I was trying to sign into the ESPN Plus, it wouldn't let me do it. I'm re-downloading the app, trying to log in and all of that. And it ended up making me do this new bundle package, this new ESPN streaming service upgrade. And I don't remember how much it was a month even. It might have been like $40 a month for the 3 Disney, Hulu, and ESPN. It might not even been 40. And I fell for it quick. And then a month or so later, this happens, and I feel like I'm a sheep. I'm a part of the machine now. People are saying, cancel YouTube TV, cancel ESPN, boycott. They doing all this stuff, and it's getting crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's Saturday. I live in Atlanta. I live in the South. College game day, college football is mainly on ESPN. I know people are outraged about that. And then Monday night we have the Cowboys, Monday Night Football. So I don't know. Bad job, YouTube TV, ESPN. And then last little bit, and I'll get into the NBA Ramble, I promise. I talked about this a little bit on my preview, I think, my NBA preview. I don't think I talked about this last week on NBA Ramble, but I tried not to complain about this the same way I didn't want to really complain about the ESPN YouTube TV thing, but it goes too far. Like, you took ESPN off YouTube TV. These different streaming services you need to watch the NBA games now, it's ridiculous. We're not even 2 weeks in. The Amazon NBA League Pass thing is terrible. I hate it. I think I definitely complained about this last week. A 4-box, actual multi-view 4-box, is me watching the 4 games in an equal box. Like, they're all the same size. So what Amazon does is they have one box, so you have one game. That's your main game that you're watching. And your multi-view, the other 3 boxes, are 3 other games in these smaller boxes. Cool. Let's say I want to click that game because this game's on commercial, the big game that I have on the big screen. I want to hit this game and enlarge it, but as soon as I enlarge it and go back out to the multi-view, I have to remake my multi-view now. I have to do that every time. So there's really no point in doing the multi-view. You have to just go to each individual game, go to whatever broadcast. It's terrible. Terrible. It's just bad moving around there. Peacock Mondays, Peacock Tuesdays is, you know what I'm saying? I inside the NBA being on ESPN is cool, but it's just too many networks, man. It's too many different streaming services. It is annoying. I try not to complain about it. I tried to make my uncle, my Uncle L really wanted me to talk about this on here. I just, I try not to complain. Like, that's just an old man thing to complain about. But no, it's terrible. It's not fun so far. I'll get used to it. We'll all get used to it. And then by January, we'll just be accustomed to it. But it's bad. I'm not going to act like it's not bad. It's bad. Amazon, please do better. Please do better. It's a lot going on right now, man. Like, it's a lot going on in the country right now, man. It's, wild stuff going on, man. I'm glad I started this YouTube so I could rant. But NBA Ramble, man, I've been going about 20 minutes right now. I want to make this NBA Ramble like 20, 25 minutes and be done. The NBA has just been so fun to start, man. Like, this wasn't always the case. It just wasn't always the case, man. Like, I remember the worst NBA season of my lifetime that I always reference is 2016-17 season. That season was just terrible to me. The main reason is we knew the Cavs and Warriors were going to the finals. That's not fun. That's not fun if you're an NBA fan. If you're a Cavs or a Warriors fan, that's fine. But if you're an NBA fan, that's not fun. To know that the regular season really don't mean anything. Maybe the Spurs could get there. Maybe the Raptors. It was never gonna happen. It was the regular season had no parity. And in that specific season, it was Russell Westbrook and James Harden seeing who could get the most triple doubles and turn the ball over the most, taking the worst shots, zero efficiency. It was just bad. It was not fun to watch that regular season. I'm a Celtic fan. That was the Isaiah Thomas year. He averaged 28 a game. He had like 4 game winners in March. It was super fun to watch that. But when the playoffs started, it's like, why are we watching this? We know it's going to be Cavs and Warriors. And then that finals was terrible. That finals was unwatchable. That was the worst NBA season ever. My point is there were a lot of seasons like that in between there when you just knew the Cavs and Warriors were going to the finals. The regular season didn't mean much. It just didn't. That's over with. Like, I feel like right now there are legitimately probably like 7 teams that are seriously talking themselves into winning the title. And I don't think that was the case 7 years ago. I just don't. And it's just way better now, man. It's so many games to watch every night. I just remember growing up when I was like in middle school. I've had League Pass since 2010. You was watching the Lakers, you were watching the Cavs. I was a Celtic fan, so I was watching those games. I watched the Magic, but it wasn't games every night to watch that you had to watch. You could only watch national TV games and know what's going on in the NBA. If you don't have NBA League Pass now, you don't know what's going on in the NBA. You need to watch the NBA every night to accurately speak about the NBA. Okay, so let's get into the NBA Ramble. Top storylines, I'm just going to go through. I wanted to do a top 7 storylines, but I kept coming up with more, so I have about 8 or 9. I tried to combine some, so it was really like 10 or 11. My number one storyline to start the season right now are the Spurs. The championship contending Spurs. They are a legit contender, and that wasn't that shocking coming into the season. It just really wasn't. Wemby played 46 games last year. Before he got hurt, they could have got a top 6 spot, but definitely would have made a play-in. And they got better. De'Aaron Fox got hurt too last year. When he comes back into this lineup and he joins Dylan Harper, Castle, Vassell, and Wemby, I'm telling you, that 5 right there, Fox, Castle, Harper, Vassell, and Wemby, that is going to be one of the most vicious, if not the most vicious, on both ends of the floor NBA lineup we have. I can't wait to see that lineup. I cannot wait. And I get it. I know. You're right, because people are doing this already. They're going to have trouble shooting. Yes, they're going to have trouble shooting. They're not a perfect team. I don't think they're going to win the championship, but I think they're going to go to the second round of the playoff. They're going to be hard to beat. Wemby is already, right now, Victor Wembanyama. Before the season, I didn't have him in my top 10. But if you go listen to my preview, I said in 3 weeks, he could easily be top 7 player in the league. And I was lowballing him then, because right now, today, it is November 1st. there are only 4 dudes I'm taking over him right now to win the championship. Like if I'm starting, if I have to, like right now, I need to build a team to win a championship this year. My first pick will still be Joker, and then Giannis, and then Luca and SGA, and then that's it. And I'm going after Wemby. Wemby's gonna be my pick. I'm taking Wemby over Brunson. I'm taking Wemby over Ant-Man. I'm taking Wemby over Donovan Mitchell. Like, it's not even close to me. His value on defense alone, how great he makes the Spurs on defense, and they already have good individual defenders. You can't score on the paint on them when he's on the court. It's that simple. That value alone, you could argue he's more valuable than SGA and Luka. Offensively, he can't do what they can do, but he's close. He's close. Listen, he's going to have a 60-point game. He's going to have that game where his jump shot is on, like on, when he hitting like 6 threes. And then there's nothing you really can do. There's nothing you can do now, but if his jump shot is on, there's really nothing you can do. So that's my number one storyline right now is when De'Aaron Fox comes back and they're pushing the ball and really running, man, and then Dylan Harper right now is running this offense. Stephen Castle is one of the best two-way players in the league right now, today, right now. So I just love that team. I think they're coached really well too. The Heat and the Spurs game was Thursday night, right? The Heat did something, back to what I was saying about them not being able to shoot well. The Heat, who do it better than any other team in the league, ran that 2-3 zone for the first time all year against the Spurs, and teams are going to do that against them. I'm telling you right now, teams are going to run a 2-3 zone against them because that's how you're going to have to stop them. You're going to have to slow the game down. You're going to have to turn them into a jump shooter team, and that is going to hurt them. But I think they're going to figure it out, man. I really do. The Bulls, the undefeated Chicago Bulls, played the Knicks last night. Kind of scraped them. The Knicks kind of came back in the end, but the Bulls are running up and down the floor on them and just dominating them, really. Like, not dominating, they didn't blow them out, but Josh, and this was kind of predictable too. Last year, people just assumed that the Bulls, and they didn't have Josh Giddey to the trade deadline last year, but people just assumed that the Bulls are just going to be terrible. Billy Donovan is a Hall of Fame coach. He knows how to coach basketball. He doesn't have like terrible seasons. Like Kobe White is really good, and he hasn't even played yet. I call him Boozy. Boozellis, Lil Boozy. He's so good, man. He's 6'10", long, good on both ends of the floor, moves the ball, can pass, shoots really well, athletic. 6'10" and athletic and long is just like you guaranteed to be a really good player in the NBA. And Josh Giddey is just a 6'8" point guard. As soon as he gets the rebound, he's pushing it. And he's hard. He's really good on these pick and rolls, and his jump shot is going. And when he's making his jump shot, he's hard to guard. And they just got a lot of players I like, the Bulls, man. I really like Herter. I really like Trey Jones. I really like that team. That team going into the season in my preview, I didn't have them being a top 6 team in the East. And I was like, they're going to be a good NBA team, and people are going to be shocked halfway through the season when they're middle of the pack. And as of right now, they're way better than that. They're undefeated. It's only 3 undefeated teams left, the Spurs, OKC, and them. I don't think they're going to be a top 3 team in the East. I think they will level off, but I think they're going to be really good. They're going to give teams a lot of problems this year, man. And then I'll just go into the Knicks as my third storyline. The Knicks, 3-game losing streak. I hate the Knicks. I hate their fans. But I was wrong on them. And I hate it. Like, I hate that. I love it that they're losing, but I thought the Knicks would start off this year kind of how the Cavs started off last year. Just hot. Just pushing and hot. You know what I mean? And it's not like that. I thought that going into the season, and on my NBA preview, I talked about the weird quotes that they had the week leading up to the season. You know, Mike Brown and Jalen Brunson saying it's going to be a slow learning process for the offense. Cat saying he didn't know his role in the offense. There's a lot of weird quotes. Josh Hart last night, he doesn't want to get surgery on the wrist. And he was saying how, what exactly did he say, Josh Hart? Say how it's going to be like an adjustment. He has to adjust. Josh Hart was already a shaky shooter, and his right wrist is messed up. And he's in his minutes are being played with a little bit. He's not starting. I think he should be starting. I disagree with Knicks fans on that. I think he's somebody you start. But if he has back issues and a wrist issue, and he's valuable to them, man. Like, they need Josh Hart. Josh Hart is somebody who pushes the ball. Jalen Brunson doesn't like pushing the ball, and that's kind of what I wanted to talk about. Mike Wilson's trying to have this free-flowing, running offense. Jalen Brunson and Cat don't want to do that. Cat definitely don't want to do that. And I think that's a problem. And maybe I should have obviously saw that going into the season, that would be a problem. I just didn't think that it would be this big of an adjustment. Like, it would be this much changing going on. They were 6 wins away from winning the championship last year, the Knicks. I didn't think this much adjusting would be going on. But it is, man. And they started Mitchell Robinson last night. This was his first game of the season. He missed the first 6-7 games of the season. This is his first game, and he's starting. So right away, you're starting Mitchell Robinson with Cat. Right away, your offense is going to start off bad, which it did for them. You know what I mean? I actually think they got off to a good start offensively, actually. But I just didn't like Mitchell starting. Like, his first game, you're going to start him. He plays 20 minutes. Obviously didn't look good. I'm not going to judge him for that. It's his first game. And you playing against a team that's undefeated. You know what I mean? Like, that's trying to kill teams right now. Like, I just didn't think that was a good decision to start him. And ultimately, my thing with the Knicks, and then I'm going to move on, is I don't think your 2 best players could be bad defenders and you win a championship. Maybe I should have saw that going into the season. I think it's hard to win a championship where your 2 best players are defensive liability. And I think that's going to be it for the Knicks, man. I think they're going to be I think they're still going to win 50 games, but I think it's going to be a lot like how it looked last year, where it's Brunson and Cat beating teams, and every now and then Wingstop, OG Anunoby and Mikal Bridges. That's what the Knicks fans call them. They call them Wingstop. Yeah, that's what the Knicks fans do. They're ridiculous. They come up with a nickname for everybody. Frankie Smokes, remember him? Frank Ntilikina? But Wingstop had their moments. I just thought it would look a little better than this to start. But it's still early. And they play the Bulls again Sunday. I can't wait to watch that. The Warriors got beat by the Bucks without Giannis, and the Warriors had everybody. According to Steven Jackson, they had their best 5. Steven Jackson before the season said he think the best 5 in the NBA is the Warriors 5 with Steph, Jimmy, Al Horford, and Draymond. It's just ridiculous. But that is Steven Jackson gets paid to talk basketball, and that's what he said to start the season. That is they're not even a top 5. That 5 at its best is not even a top 7-10 lineup in the league. It's just if you're relying on Al Horford, that's bad. That was my point in the preview. They need Al Horford to be good. That's not good. They're old. I don't believe in the Warriors, man. I didn't need them to lose to the Bucks without Giannis to see that, but Jesus Christ. And then Ryan Hollins killed them. What do you have? 32, 34 points. I should have had the stats up, but they're in trouble. They're in trouble, and I don't believe in them. I don't believe in the Warriors. I'm sorry. The we don't believe Warriors. Not the we believe, the we don't believe Warriors. And then next, I'm going to go into the Luka Lakers, man. Luka and AR and the Lakers. Last night, they beat Memphis in Memphis. And I should state that last night was the first NBA Cup games. Can't care about it any less. Don't care. Love that the games seem great, though. The courts are hit or miss for me. I really don't care to talk about the Cup. Don't care. I mean, maybe I'll care about it in a decade. Not now, though. But Luka, so far to start the season, he missed the last 3 games with a finger injury. He's playing so good right now. I mean, he was my MVP. He was obviously everybody's MVP pick going into the season, pretty much. But I mean, he's averaging 45 a game to start the season in first 3 games. Teams have nothing to do with him, man. They have nothing for him. I mean, like, he's shooting the ball. So he's only shooting 35%. It feels like he's shooting 45%. Him and Austin Reeves, they're just never missing. These shots are so hard to guard. If he gets any angle on you, he's so wide and big. He's moving so good. He's getting to every spot smoothly. So going into the season, I didn't think the Lakers were a contender, and I still really don't think that. But man, him and AR playing like this, and they just look like they're playing better, and they're doing that scrambling defense they did the second half of the year where they're just doubling on whoever catches the ball on the wing is getting doubled, and you got to make quick decisions, and you got to pass it, and they're scrambling. If Luka and AR are going to play like this, then yeah, they are a contender. And then when LeBron comes back, something I want to talk about. Theo Pinter said something, and Jeff Teague is saying, and people who hate LeBron, it's so easy just to diss LeBron. Like when he comes back, he's gonna slow stuff down and mess stuff up. Do y'all already forget what happened last year when this happened? When they traded for Luka, and then people thought that LeBron was gonna mess stuff. LeBron last year turned into Draymond Green when he was fine being the third option. I don't think that's gonna be an issue. The issue I think with LeBron is gonna be, I think he's just gonna be too old to play. I don't think the issue is going to be him slowing down stuff. It's crazy because people will criticize LeBron and say he's not the GOAT and he's so not clutch. LeBron is a naturally passive person. He's passive on the basketball court. He wants to move the ball. I don't think LeBron's going to come back wanting 10 post-ups a half. I don't think that. I could be wrong, obviously, but I just don't. I think LeBron's going to come back and he's going to be super Draymond Green. And that's the best case scenario for Laker fans. What I think is going to happen is LeBron's going to be hurt all year. That's what I think. He's going to be hurt all year long, and this is the end for LeBron. I don't know if he's going to retire this year or next year, but he's at a totally different point of his career. I don't think he could be – definitely I don't think he could be the second best player on your team and win the championship. Can he be the third? Yeah, with a good defensive team around him, but same thing I said with the Knicks. Luka, Austin Reeves, and LeBron. If you're 2 to 3 best players are bad defenders, I don't know if you can make a long playoff. But Luka looks amazing to start, man. But Memphis, Ja Morant had the quote you don't want to see a player have after a game where he's like, ask the coaching staff. I don't know why I look like that. Ask the coaches. Hell, if the coaches could have had it, I probably wouldn't have been out there. What? Like Ja, just bad body language, bad press conference. You look bad. He only took like 2 quick shots to start the fourth, was it? And then he came back in with like 5 minutes to go in the fourth, and you could tell he didn't want to be out there, kind of doing the just move the ball around, going through the motions. He didn't want to be out there. Didn't care about the game. Just not good. Not good. Not good for Memphis fans. I would hate to be a Memphis fan. I think they're in a bad spot. Fired their coach last year. All of their big men are hurt. Jaren Jackson came back, but not in a good spot, Memphis. Then I got like 2 more teams I kind of want to talk about. I want to talk about Philly, and I want to talk about the no New Orleans Pelicans. Jesus Christ. Let me go negative, then I'm gonna finish positive with Philly. The winless Pelicans, man. I mean, so they lost their first couple games of the season. Excuse me. Thought I had to sneeze. Excuse me. They lost their first couple games of the season, but I thought they looked okay. And I thought they were playing hard. I thought Zion looked good, especially that Memphis game. I'm like, man, Zion looks good. And I'm like, man, they got to play good, especially to start the season. They can't have no shakeups because they traded away their first-round pick for next year to get a guy who plays the same position as their best player. I mean, that was in the moment, that draft was that trade on draft night was in the moment terrible. In the moment terrible, and starting off 0-5, you don't have your pick next year is a fireable offense for isn't it Joe Dumars? I mean, Jesus Christ, Hall of Famer Joe Dumars built that 04 Pistons team. Just terrible. I mean, that is really bad. If the Pelicans end up being a top 5 worst team without a pick next year, that's like relocation stuff to me. That's like y'all moving to Vegas now. That's like terrible. You drafted a guy. You traded your pick for next year to draft a middle of the pack player. He wasn't even a top 10 pick. And I think he can be a good player. I think Derek Queen's gonna be good. I like his game. He plays the same position as Zion. You can't play them at the same time either. Just bad. I mean, I would love to be in that front office every morning. That is just bad, man. And then I'm gonna end it. I've been going almost 40 minutes now. I'm gonna end it with some positive Philly talk. Celtics and the Philly. Celtics and the Sixers played this week. Really good game. I think those games are gonna be good all year. I love Philly, man. I love their guards, VJ and Maxey, just pushing it. Every chance they get, they're pushing the ball. I get it why teams don't do it, but if you have a competent guard, just push the ball. This is what the Pacers did the last 2 years and how they got to the finals last year. No team wants to play against teams like that, especially in November and December. Like you're guaranteed to beat up on certain teams you ain't supposed to if you're just pushing the ball. Just push it over and over and over. The Celtics don't like that, and they're trying to do that to teams. It's just a really fun team to watch. And my guilty pleasure as an NBA fan is 3-guard lineups, real 3-guard lineups, not like what the Celtics were doing with the last couple of years with putting Derek White, Drew Holiday, and Pritchard out there. Like Derek White and Drew Holiday are wings, and they guard like wings. I mean, like they're not really they get away with that. That's not a real 3-guard lineup to me. Is a 3-guard lineup that like loses on defense. You know what I mean? Like the Clippers used to do it with Chris Paul, JJ, and Jamal Crawford. And they would get killed on defense, obviously, but it was so hard to guard. And I already love the Jared McCain, VJ, Tyrese Maxey 3-guard lineup for Philly, and I haven't even seen it. Jared McCain is supposed to come. He's supposed to come back next week. I already love that. They're gonna run teams out of the building, and the Embiid stuff. I just think they got to figure that out. He had left the game. He had left that Celtics game. That was last night. I'm bugging. He had left that Celtics game in the first quarter, but then he came back in the start of the second half. I think they'll figure that out. I'm not gonna kill Embiid because he looked bad that first game against the Celtics on opening night. He looked bad, couldn't jump, doesn't want to jump, doesn't want to move. He's gonna get picked. He's gonna be one of the worst defenders in the league all year, Joel Embiid. So the Joel Embiid plays better defense than Joker stuff that was happening last 3 years was never a thing. That was wrong. If you thought that you were wrong, you didn't watch basketball, you just went off your feelings. You can't. I mean, Joel Embiid is gonna. Teams are gonna attack him like cat with the Knicks, like But I love watching Philly, man. I love watching them. I love Maxey's energy. I love the way he plays, getting to his spots, finishing well. His jump shot is better and better every year. I love them, man. I think that's it, man. I think that's it for NBA Ramble. NBA Ramble 2 is what I have on my notes. I don't know if that's what I'm going to call it. Still learning, still know what I'm doing, but I definitely like the name NBA Ramble. I definitely like that title. So I'm going to keep that. Like I said, I'm going to try to do this probably like next Tuesday or Wednesday and then probably do it again next Saturday. NBA is so fun right now. These streaming servers got to figure it out, get it together. You know what I mean? Like the 702 girls, get it together, please. That's it, man. NBA Ramble, Broken Clock Podcast. I am Jabari. Peace.